So this is the first supplemental video, and here we'll be reading all of the books we picked up in this episode. We already read the journal, so let's start with the final battle. The victory is won, but the war is not over. Our greatest foe has been vanquished, but his minions still survive, ready to finish their evil master's plans. Brave young Gyre, destined to confront the evil one, has triumphed. But at what cost? Exhausted after his final confrontation against the Warlock Lord's most powerful creation, the Behemoth, young Gyre must take the mantle of hero and lead this ragtag group of defenders against the deadliest of the Warlock Lord's remaining army. With the help of the wizard Lackmare, young Gyre awaits the final battle with the Staff of Ages at his side. The land of Kal Torlin moans and cries out against the bloodshed that it has seen. Soon it shall see victory, and the land shall once again know peace. Of Riding Dragons. And who is wiser, the man or the dragon? Men fear, dragons do not. As wise as the serpent, dragons discern if their rider is afraid. I tell you this, no coward has ever ridden one. Dragons respect only the brave. It is unwise to mock a great dragon, and to use them in an unworthy way is folly. Truly, there is no beast alive that is more gracious with man. So they can be controlled, you say? Nay, I say, never. Their ways are higher than our ways. Their thoughts are deeper than our thoughts. There are few things in this life to have more faith in than the dragon. Now we have a couple of these blank books, and as expected, they're blank. They do let you flip through them though. Laws of Magic. This book shall attempt to explain some of the simple principles behind the laws of magic. The first and most important precept is that although there are many types of magic, all laws apply universally. In this book, we shall look at the magics of 3 of the 4 orders. This book shall discuss the practice, strengths, and differences of chaos, order, and life. Death shall be omitted from this discussion because of the recent forbidding of its usage. A warning needs to be inserted that the magic of death irreversibly taints the soul. Having said that, let's look at magic in general. There are many ways to conjure magic. Each of the orders have a definitive way to enact its magic, but remember that though different, each has similar results. Order uses the precise enunciation of the written word learned from spellbooks. Life employs expansive gestures handed down by word of mouth from master to pupil. Chaos uses a combination of violent gestures and guttural words, culled from all the orders. Death uses arcane rituals and force of mind. This is only mentioned to demonstrate the difference in conjuring. No more shall be said on death. The following section looks at some of the more common areas of magic amongst the orders. The creation of magical artifacts holds many common attributes. Typically, an artifact is bestowed with its magical property so that all can use. This sometimes proves problematic because many novices can too easily manipulate too powerful a magic item. So the function of personalizing an artifact came into being. This sometimes included a key word or phrase to activate the device, but increasingly, the orders would include a secret mechanism into each of their magics. For example, the legendary Staff of Ages, a product of Order, was personalized for only Lord Gyre's use. Another device that allows the manipulation of Order artifacts is the use of a key ring, like the Ring of the Kingdom that many attempt to win through the trials. The Order of Life typically employs the use of pure-hearted individuals as a means to unlock its power, or other devices like sunlight. However it's enacted, a magical artifact must never be misused, or the user will suffer dire consequences. So the Pixie Flute is life magic, and we're pure-hearted. Watchman's Memo. Someone has smuggled dangerous materials into the dormitory on the 4th floor. Please report any information of this to the Watchman's room. Memorandum. It happened moments before the Keeper disappeared. The official stared wide-eyed at the marvelous crystal. "What is it?" he mouthed. The Dragon Keeper simply recited. "The man's eye sees a tiny flame. The dragon's eye, a consuming fire. The man's eye, no one to blame. The dragon's eye creates the pyre." The official thought about these words. Could the eye turn even the faintest of lights into a reflected blaze? Surely, the eye of the dragon must be extremely dangerous. It was, after all, stored deep within the depository. Unfortunately, the riddle did not answer his question. What exactly is the eye of the dragon? Report. Procedural addendum. It has come to the good master's attention that a number of alkaloids are dabbling in chaos magic. While this isn't forbidden, it is required that you clean up any mess that may result from its chaotic effects. The speeches of Lord Gyre. People of Cal Torlin, the evil which has threatened our land is sealed away forever. We are indeed safe. However, I ask you to look around. The ravages of war are all about you. All the evil that has been done needs to be set right. Look at the land. The trees and the plants have all withered. The ground is scorched beneath our feet. For us, who have survived, a new battle now begins to secure our future. We have to restore our beloved country. We need to rebuild from the ashes. Since magic has caused much of the blight on the land, it is only right that magic be part of its cleansing. Therefore, I ask that Lakmir open Shadowgate to those that will learn his ways. With guidance, these sorcerers will be called on to rebuild and defend Cal Torlin. Editor's note. Lakmir the Timeless agreed and dedicated the 4 towers of Shadowgate to the cause. 1 for the use of training young sorcerers, 1 as his personal quarters, and 1 as a testing place for those sorcerers who would serve the royal family. What it doesn't mention, though, is what the 4th tower is used for. Lecture notes. The lecture was very interesting. To control the flood levels. Now, if only I can remember the sequence. Right, right, left? Left, right, right? Or right, left, right? Student's Diary. Month of Aries, Southwest Day. It was merely a matter of time before the watchman discovered our folly. Our nighttime pleasure jaunts were no doubt ill-advised. I always suspected he knew of our excursions, but a man can only turn a deaf ear so long. Perhaps they will be gracious with us. After all, these trips were merely an occasional diversion. Will they confiscate the key and tell Good Master Lakmir? Month of Aries, West Day. The Good Master was gracious. A week of shameful labor could be worse, much worse. I have heard that future transgressors will be made to wear the blue ring. It is said that this ring will drive a man insane. Month of Aries, Northwest Day. It happened on this day that I beheld a darker side of Lakmir. He appeared from nowhere and yelled at me as I went to clean the fireplace. I quickly forgot my chores as I slinked away. That night I started to think, isn't it strange that a tower with no chimney should have a fireplace? I realized that such thoughts were dangerous, but I could not help but think them as the moon rose over the 3rd tower. And I dreamt of a grinning skull wearing a ring of blue that cried out for its brothers of red and green, and in it, I saw the answers, and a voice told me that once you're through with one world, there's another waiting there. Personal letter. My dear friend, there is nothing I can do for you now. Your pain and suffering I can do little for, but I will seek out wiser counsel and find a cure for you ailments. Mark my words, I will cure you. As I said, the translation's not perfect. Personal note. Dear Mother, I wish to thank you for sending me here. I think you would be proud of me. The other alkaloids are quickly becoming my friends. A real brotherhood. I hate to ask you this, but please send more money. I have lost mine. Love, Cyril. The House of Dreslin. After the death of the great king Arande, the succession did not proceed well. With failing health and without an heir, the great king had the presence of mind to appoint a successor, Lord Gyre of the Westland. This turned into a favorable decision by commoner and nobleman alike. Gyre's leadership and courage, tempered with his upbringing and compassion for the people, rivaled even King Arande's. However, one family opposed the choice, the Dreslin family. The Dreslins were an illustrious family of old lineage that served as chief vassals for generations. Supported by other conservatives who relied more on tradition than the welfare of the kingdom, the Dreslins mounted a political campaign against Gyre. More renowned as castle builders than as statesmen, the Dreslins' political gambit failed. In the end, the more extreme factions of the family planned to assassinate the newly crowned Gyre. Their plan was thwarted. Gyre, out of mercy, and because of his short tenure on the throne, decided to spare them. Thus, the Dreslin family holdings and lands were confiscated, but they still retained their duties to the royal throne of Cal Torlin. Bereft of power, they were still a proud family.